Easy or your power for Masaka promotion. There isn't a big or you're big. Separate power for Masaka promotion. One day I never dial star 274 hash. Star 274 hash. Area now choose power effort. Now select the number of drawer and put it in Wishim. Draw Krubia and 5 Ghana to the spec. The more as a Russia draw them when they stand the chance able to marry in a big. Hey, you're big. Every week you saw your 50,000 Ghana citizens in your chair. Hey, 50,000 Ghana citizens. Lock off you. Star 274 hash. Masaka. Power for Masaka promotion. It's licensed by NLA on Caritas Lottery platform. Kaida drawing Shada home.
And also on Power 97.9 FM, the hottest and the biggest conversation in Ghana inside politics. Yede Brawo channel so say ene 14 February 2024 in the year of our Lord. Ene advice day. We are still in the mind of a year love. I just say Odono Swan or say Omanu Isun. Odofone say Odono. What you say? Can Odas be good in team? And it's Timunya de no say yes. Where capacity. Sa pepe and a man so Mokro memano sport ye demonstration chinchi pa na etumi ekoso na omohyehyɛ sɛ bibia no ebetumi akoso nanso ensem esi ho no ni nyina no ye bama maso ate sɛ sa protest no ekosi sen demonstrators no egi ne posifo no katum mu na sɛ sen na etumi ekoye ni nyina no ye de ho nsem ebema ho Excellency na Akufo-Addo aye reshuffle reassigning some of his ministers. Nina Makachi said they don't have the men and the women. They don't have the men and the women. Into Kobo ya that ya and Naja, yes, we bra Kenufurata, Nanado and Timian Pam, no sad and Aquatan flags staffers. We were quiet day, Fin or Quacoya good flags staffers or Bongarat, Nakoja, no quine, no co, ni baby. Now, so, a bragana for a person another be a reshuffle no a mass abrin. She said, 8 to 9 months, he said, Nana Aji Gongu. He said, I can't almost be 298 days near Quaco Toaba. Nti baby a ready and another. Nya DCB Pepe be free Mako. A year honorable, a year Freddie Blee, former national chairman of the NPP, what to me Akasa, in some of our say, reshuffle no a year too late. One also Ninsama or they are too a Janano. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, also Jumedi Ewo, ya or Kokasa was here. Some of the Kayanano, Yabama Ghana for and Sama, or also Eddie Etu Edra. Na bibia so etimi akọ enkan kama nti we nyina yen sem na endi samonyoko no na wie ya no mienu kren na general secretary twatwafo panyini ye ono abu fifi kote ye nsantwafo nhie mu a wono so edi nsem bibiri na atodwa efa ba omi asem obeka ene eye na na do reshuffle ye nyina na chese ni nyina bogus ababia emfimu amba na Ghana for omo aye o madwen dada omo decide be bi o beto aba akọ come 7 December 2024 Ghana for ebeto aba beto santina to aba de my Excellency John Dramani Mahama no di efienya samemu e de abretimemfo a ewo Ghana ha we nyina yensem bibria yaboabo no ayede nyina ebrewo ene ewo Power FM na TVS was so ene ewie simeti we mo meba ayede de aka nyina se no so ene ye advice the ene mema ubi akwa enwumere one ne dofo one ne sweetheart se wo ye wo girlfriend say we wife mama mako ye Oak Plaza na mako chele enwumere we enura me ma obi akonya se o mo ko chele enenso mesa ma akonya se ye nko chele enenso ska me cheni ska no modu what you say scan modu scan modu echiska bibiri wojumedie so star 274 hash was selected Power FM number 1 ne obi beko ye Oak Plaza akwa fili akwa didi ewo ho well ni sweetheart de Valentine no so nya ade a ope nti ejameye ne den so biscuit bi chocolate bi mana nenu anu no ompe Valentine dana nkazangaza umfilise obepi so sweetheart God bless you eja sa pepepe odo ye ntiase get what I mean? Young Conessa, Smeti or Mommy Bassis here. On TV as well as also on Power 97.9 FM. Support from the 900 million angels. Mugabe Maase the capacity mind. Semuninano and a bit to see more Ediama in Afefoni and a T4 Facebook Live Power 979 TV as well as at Ghana. All like and I share, all like it now, all share. Sanso and on YouTube. As well as broadcasting. And then guess, yeah, and then a better chunk a lawyer George Opare Ado. Were a national youth organizer of the NDC, one NNA, Yanini Bisin Kunyani di or my Ghana home and como. And that Anupa crane, no, what a boy, not just say, or brass sport, and then in Patamo, not just say, and yet as some Ketuakra, na Ninano, a save Ghana, a year football. Now, what I say, demonstration, and yet I say, Yinia, a year, Veronica, a year come. Any the team we any country masungu mo na ya kese of Peace FM any momo keka ho Sadiq Adams any the team na just say esewani ensese e ka kire wo na omu demonstrators yi omu the opposite for be can be akwanya de omu so omu efa ni omu kan say sa Ghana Football Association penifo na ho nyina no obi a vacate ni position san say enya de say omu ede eye ni papa bia ede abre o my Ghana e ka ene omu ebo Afcon ye Nigeria or no enya second year position no Nigeria budget or they call Afcon no Nigeria call manuma omu ye 214 million omu population ye 214 million na so Nigeria call Afcon no what the sika sombo eye 1.3 million dollars and call ye oba second place no we nya $4 million US and the kofi o my Ghana just o hwa amama ahodo a copy mo e wo Afcon ni nyina na eye amama makoma ko aduonu enan no ye to so 18 position na no budget ya Ghana ya de ko Afcon no na ye $8.5 million tie ni $8.5 million ya che say eye win na nkasa Cote d'Ivoire fo a omotumi ege eye trophy no omo so no omo enya 7 million na che say wo hwa ye de bi ye dwaboka nya de say Afcon ye ko ye timi ko ye bobra papa bi ho win bi ani ho a ye tumi ekonya ya na ye papa bia eno an 2 draw na eja ye ya ye de ebaye na che say o my Ghana ya sa ye bought 3 matches ni nya 2 points and ye de ebe fi na so sika dosopu $8.5 million US says the sunny cities ya best is to clothes makoma 500 a alodu efri a eko eyesu hum esanso sa ya che say interbass bi anya den enim ewo ho nti enayi demonstration na sewani na ense o ka kire ye hwede e ko so ewo eye demonstration asen showdown on a course or no na yuja countryman soon go say yuja we there I just say Ghana football o ma say no yuja nti janshi o munyina na just say eye who's from penny for regional commander ni team eye ahin mo abo adwuma ho kama na just say the call yen so enne yedi ni nyina a kire wo no enra yeda sori andopa ya se nanado aye reshuffle na reshuffle Ghana fo yi aka nanado se wenye tam ko ye reshuffle yi bibia anim biem obi a won se o da bi ka reshuffle ayi ka Ghana fo be ka won se bibire se o da bi nanado se de o hwe entumi amba na nie wo mu nie ministers afofo a oni apa wo mu no eye Dr. Bernard Oko boy see our free national health insurance aso ye ho akoye health minister ti na chesa Ajema Manu Oko Ophelia Mensah Hayford ye de no call environment science technology and innovation so ena Fatimatu Abubakar ono so eco information Dakwa Newman SCC ono call gender children and social protection so na Martin J Mensah Kosa ono so call local government decentralization and rural development sa pepepe ena etie ewo ho uma yare asani wo no ekojo opon kroma ono eko works and housing ye Mohammed Amin Adam ono soko finance ministry na chese wona be finance minister ya esi no bebia de no eko eno no enu kote na nado darling boy ono so eko interior ene yete yekora na ache sa so ena Ambrose Diary ono so akpa Minister of State Office of the President Pamuna no Francis Aye Asenso Aye Boache another nanado darling boy roads and highways I just say no yete no na wo hwe eniema aba beto abantin a feeling bia enim ade ase feeling bia enim se do bia hu se aban no ya de se omonese kwan so a omokofia no na ensem we nyina mu no na chese minority leader honorable Keselato Forcing and wadi atudwa se wo hwe Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia se Ghana for to abama na no ba be yi taxes nyina no ni nyina no atro o se Bawumia enya de se wodi no kro ekire Ghana for you forget no bogus se mo be kan ye nyina ba bia enim na Bawumia epa ne ya one present bill no famra parliament no more repeal tax laws no se sia ade o kan de enya de se Ghana for ebegedi only joy for any din komo yintin sema.
This vice president, we all know today, he is the second in command in the President Akufo-Addo's government. Second in command. He acts as president when the president is out of the country. He is the leader of the MPP, the ruling party. If he so desires and wants this bill, this tax removed, he should do it now.
He still hasn't
prove to the people of Ghana that the leader of the MPP, the governing MPP party,
the party is not the government.
Oh, the leader, the governing MPP party.
The executive president takes.
Let me tell you.
The final decision.
Let me tell you.
He is not.
He cannot hoodwink the people of Ghana on the back of his stories. We've had enough. We've had enough of this. And in the coming days, I'll tell you what we are going to do. We will get someone, probably to bring a private member's bill to get these taxes removed. And see them people will support it.
Which of them? Let's list them. E-levy?
A number of the taxes. Emission levy that we voted for. And some of the VAT. The VAT, the betting tax and all of that. And so we should remove the tax on betting. And allow the betting industry. And find better ways if you want to regulate it as such.
I'm curious about this announcement you've made about your plan to have the bills repealed.
Yes.
I mean, because it's currently law, which has been implemented. Why now?
Okay, so the vice president has signaled to us that they don't want these taxes. That's what he said. And we saw their MPs in favor of these taxes, in favor of the vice president position. We had them. We saw some of them. So we want to test whether it is genuine. And so we'll bring the bill before Parliament and we'll get them to vote for or vote against it, and we'll see how it works.
But he says we'll do it next year.
Why next year? Let me tell you, Evans, the people of Ghana cannot wait and go through this kind of excruciating hardships. We are suffering. I come from a rural community. My constituents are struggling. They are going through difficult times on the back of some of these taxes. Remove the betting tax now. Remove the emission levy now. Remove the e-levy now. Now, e-levy, even if you send 50 Ghana cedis, they will deduct it. Even if you transfer money from your own wallet to another wallet of yours, they will deduct it. Contrary to what the law is saying. Contrary to the MPP's own, promise to the people of Ghana. They should remove it now.
Now, not just near a year honorable Keselato Forcing, doctor, what they are to Adriano. When we say, Ukuchukwa has a year course, says our betting tax in the obey lead demonstration, Cassia pa, say, more on my bino, by now to be me, say a bino and yes, our betting tax in everywhere. Ukuchuku, innocent Ukuchuku, was so badly did demonstration, Cassia pa, a year Ghana ha. And I say, Matisse, can you call us say, or best support no? Na umotimi ayesa eye demono minim se sentu nso bi di akiri bi dia na chese eja sa pepepe na etie yakopom adom ema His Excellency on the 2nd of May 2022 nyakonya na dwumadi bi ekoso ewo Kimpeski Hotel na hon wode kotu dwa se so oba ade se obeyi saa yi levy na yeden de afiri ho se de be ya Ghana fo ho ebetimi atoye nti ba omi ansem o mo keka won de wode atudwa pain sad in the buy and yet buy obey ye free ho. It is Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
When we are supposed to be celebrating workers, we are celebrating a new tax imposed on them. And already there's a litany of complaints about the implementation. I've heard complaints of transfers of under 100 cedis being subject to tax contrary to the law. And I've heard others say that they sent 1,000 cedis and paid no additional tax. Clearly, the Ghana Revenue Authority and those responsible for this tax were not ready for its implementation. Government's desperation to tax Ghanaians to get this nation out of the hellhole it has dumped us will not succeed because government's own budget proposals show that the e-levy will not make any significant contribution in resolving our problems, but will exert an adverse toll on the people of Ghana. We in the NDC do not oppose taxation as a principle. We will not be pretentious and couch fanciful slogans to condemn the principle of taxation like the MPP did in the past. We are, however, implacably opposed to distortionary and burdensome taxes like the e-levy that only force Ghanaians to endure more suffering.
Mahama, we Okano on the 22nd of May 2022 ewo Kimpeski Hotel ewo Nkraha. They say ye live in Obaya Obitwem. I just say what they say a copy. Or me and the boss na do nyina bon ma bonti. There be a obi kan we anu so abekan different. Was me ba minister assistant am de be adwuma. Or me asem me 50 am de be adwuma. Me say Ghana for sebe e hori anim a hori anim ekoyechi. Enso obi a hori nanim a hori nanim eba nanim. Nti ne wo mo eno no. Ha ne de eye monologue segment no ebesi na aja yada ho aba kofa aboafo nkrato na ye ne yenua lawyer George Opariado ya dodo na frɛ no Pablo mano frɛ no Pablo na emema no social na lawyer George Opare ba emano frɛ no eye Pablo ene suit bi a waboa lawyer de ba betena na nyankoda suit wesi asiniti ho kama Mrs. Chiao, the haircut we dear Miss Row, Ayana, la woman, la be any, okay, probably by a better said you come on. And then my culture was a Valentine Day, and I was a watcher or do for Chen, Bibisa would done. What I say, soon no catcher and say, I love you. What I say, kiss your money be, catcher and say, I love you. Or don't soon, more don't soon, more don't soon, and member no more don't soon, one chair door. Mama girlfriends any more boy mo yemo mama odono ensu nti nei me baba beche ubi na won ayi mama no free bonto buffet papa bi music papa bi chocolate papa bi na odinani a kire eye Oak Plaza na wakwa akogine ni ene anwumre wokwa ewe oba obetime de boyfriend akọ we oba obetime de husband akọ woyɛ bɛrima wobɛtumi de wo girlfriend akɔ woyɛ bɛrima wobɛtumi de wife akɔ ɛyɛ ɛnoa no asɛm bi ani akyire nti ɛnɛ yɛbɛsa kyɛ sika bebree ɛwɔ dwumadie no so star 274 hash na wasɛnde waselect Power FM number 1 wobɔ 1 ɛbɛte wo 5 wobɔ 2 ɛbɛte wo 10 na wabɔ ato mama me meda me ho kɔfa aboafoɔ nkrato ne ba ɛba bɛyɛ me first draw woso bɛtumi ayɛ lucky winner nti bowram na woso dibi ɛyɛ MTN Momo ɛna Voda Cash no ano two networks in the adwuma me ba sisi a me ba yɛbɛsi nkonya
Masaka! Easy on your Power for Masaka promotion. There isn't a big, or you're big. Separate enter Power for Masaka promotion. Monday, I never dial star 274 hash. Star 274 hash. Area net choose Power FM. Now select a number of drawer and put this on Hushim. Draw Krubia 5 Ghana cedis pet. The more as a rush draw them when they stand a chance able to marry in a big. Hey, you're big. Every week you saw your 50,000 Ghana cedis in a chair. Hey, 50,000 Ghana cedis. Knock off you. Good deal, Star 274 hash. Masaka. Power for Masaka promotion is licensed and regulated by NLA on Caritas Lottery Platform. Kaida drawing Shashada home.
Upon your arrival, you are introduced to your butler, who plans your itinerary. So many activities, all in the same purpose. To visit the gym or the stables, they have it all. At my break, I'm able to practice my putting. They used only electric vehicles here. This creates a serene environment. I'm told it's over 1,000 acres. My cabin here sits on 2 acres with a large terrace space overlooking my private swimming pool. Now this is royalty. They have their own farms, thousands of fruit trees. I can also have my lunch here at the waterfall. Quite a beautiful place you have yourself.
Missy Menanum. A group
As for me, I take very good care of my grandkids. Ye dear grow, na yes, a room may be crana. Me pano timide or movie me so weekend.
Hey, woman, remember,
I don't think I'm a cattle say. Yano, Medi, Alec. Also, you know, a basis so come on. As I stand here, doctor said my whole system has improved very well. Medi, garlic, capsules. Yes, Medi, garlic.
Mugabe Maase's garlic capsule improves blood circulation and enhances the body. Suitable for both men and women. Available in pharmacy store. Contact us on 050-349-4885. Not suitable for children under 12 years, pregnant women and lactating mothers. Mugabe Maase, we need help. This advert is FDA approved.
The serene environment fits into the goal of the school, which is simply to provide excellent educational foundation for your ward's development before they commence primary education. At first glance, clearly you will see why the school is called Hebron Hills International School, as the building stands tall overlooking town. With a Montessori style, we have experienced and dedicated staff and trained teachers. Our small sizes classrooms are meant to enhance teacher-focused approach where children get one-on-one attention from the teacher. There, we are open at 7:30 a.m. and school closes at 2:30 p.m. After school care is from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. while early drop-off can be arranged at 6 a.m. Hebron Hills International School is located at Midye off the Nsawam Road. Locate us with GP postcode GW0688 GA West and GPS code 06884870. You can contact the school and make further inquiries on 050-876-2375 or call the office directly on 0302-918768. Email us at hebronhills.school@gmail.com. Hebron Hills International School. Excel and shine.
Kofi guys, Edik, Ewa, Sombo.
Osodi, na nipa brave inside na dress na enkono na abochoko ko wankwane ya.
Oh. Me home family ba ko kra. Ma ko hospital kra ma e ka chem se malaria. Malaria nru su ma no.
Osodi, e ka edu herbal clinic. Malaria wo beto na ta. Wo de dru bia ba wo fan Edek Malakio mixture. Mamumbo bi na no.
Malaria be jare. Fever be jare.
Edek Malakio mixture. Genome no bottle.
Edek Malakio, anu din, etumi malaria papa. Edek Malakio betimi fever no ho. Eti de yi hame.
Edek Malakio mixture.
Ebema wonu mu atoso.
Edek Malakio mixture. Eye papa.
Enti hwe moja mu nsa wo atridi ansa na wa fa atridi edu.
Apemfo abata wo mo manufo ne kwada wo ne fie dum yenu nka ho. Edek enkwasombo FDA ahwehwe sa edwadie krato yi mu agya to mu se eye.
Malaria be
Live on TV as well as on Power 97.9 FM, the hottest and the biggest conversation in Ghana inside politics. Na yede ebro ene na ensem eho papa na baby edri yesinkonya na yetumi adagest issues ni nyina. Asala kese nkoma med Moses Clinic and Herbal Center. Umada wo maka ho ta chiri na yedi dwumadi ebrewo. Sanso anase the PSC nkoma Power Specialist Herbal Hospital omonso eka ho bi. Safari Valley Eco Resort on Sutayechi, Hebron Hills International School, Media of the Nsawam Road, Mosoka Home, Muzo Aba Clinic, and S Natural Mineral Water. Jumodu, who do we, and the teacher, Jumedi, Ebrewo, and Eve. Power 979 now Facebook Live, or like an hour share TVS was at Ghana, or like it now share sound so and on YouTube, AS was it broadcasting. Midi, the Mugabe Maase betimi afreme capacity man. Na minimum lawyer George Opare Ado na yede dwumadie yebesi nkonya dodo na afre ne Pablo mwakwaba
ya ni amini
ya bibia makodem
ayeti nkwa mu de na
ya che
kranka
afi nyina mzi enhia
ya fi de memba
musafo te sen
nyame adomo bia
oba de na sen hesta we de semsi mishia wache wasesem
Mugabe bene o no ada no ho ka
nsemo ho ye be na ado reshuffle awaye no me say too late Freddie Blaze say too late former national chairman say too late ye be ho na ya hwe NDC and my press conference ye be hwe no so na afi ya san ahwe program bia moye no ene NDC youth ye wing no na afi no ya hwe other issues nso a so ene near the BBA so akoso. ITVS was at na Power 97.9 FM. And also your Valentine Day. Team Makachiro say ene Jumedi su meche ska bibre. Star 274 has no was send. Was selected for FM number 1. Obo 1 na to 5 2 na to 10. Na ene was makonu slow said the beya ene eye wododa. Nti bibia no slow. Mpese menya trouble bia. Ibi pese kwatema. Enso kana say bede na wakotema obese wakotema na kana say bede na wakotema ene kofa uba inzu a okone oba wo yo na Pablo NDC youth wing no ye program be ene na wo ase e program no
ye di kan ma me fa wakwenya kese so na me magana adofo ne ade hye nyina happy valentines day na ye da ye kire odo ana ye da odo edi You know, mefa kwanya so na mama obi bia happy Valentine's Day. Na ene ye youth in your directorate a friend directorate for social inclusion. Yenya Frances ene Elanum de didi anim. Na omo ye dwumadi a omo ko ayawa so West Wugon. Okay. Say Abelenque taxi rank onomo. The whole idea of the program is that yenya anoma sabe they are from people living with disability, you know. Almost boabo man na omokoda already kakra try omo say ebi no mo ene obi eno no betre odobi amo omo nti omo ne omo constituency parliamentary candidate Minua John Demelo and a TC ma omokoye omo adoye yenu no masabe omo live with one form of disability or the other no come in abom no mo ye aduane feed omo wie na mteche omo ade kakra ehon na meso mekofa ase na mekosho omo nkrai na yeni omudi nkomadi nkita won ahye omo se nyame ya adom na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ba be di o man panyin a ye wo sika bia ya yeja hams images ni bi na dey to TV na so ye wo dwumadi bia ya we
Valentine guest
me pacho na dwumadi ekodi
mo nyina ndisi fo
oh there be ye ma Ghana this year people within the hours West Wugon constituency omo live with one
that select woman
constituency bia omo currently ye wo desk for disability within the executive and Omakataso Association.
Oh, good.
So we reached out to the association. Say people, young people, who's mebunu.
Much money I didn't know.
The patrol, it's Bibi Kakra. And I did drinks there. And I Kakra by best service more. There's people living with disability in here. Yeah, they say. More constituency, more follow it in our age bracket of youth. No.
Okay.
Yes, so and trauma Kakra. And that is what. And my main comment, the lady no John Ella, and Omo leader need your friend Frances, former secretary Nooks. Omo na omo di and omo lead social national youth wing, social inclusion directorate.
Okay.
See your directorate under the youth wing. Omo in charge of yenu anoma sabi. Omo ne yina ye pese be one bibia to chimaka omo. We want to bring everybody on board because the NDC as a party and kasano. Okay. Your policy your best stress sancrofo enum ina no.
I don't know what 24-hour economy T-shirt.
Say NDC for that is what we are preaching, that's what we are propagating. Okay. And you see, as of the 24-hour economy, because the Minua did this about MPP in the argument. I say NDC for policy behind that. When I'm say, oh yeah, myopic minded and anti-24-hour, and I say because where Ghana sits today, the way economy na say no, every promise you make hinge on the economy.
Yeah.
And what the 24-hour seeks to do is to fix the fundamental problem of the economy. Who fix here no and Albania springboard and our 9 wages now they are your policy via. It's in this mess. Now the 17 new policies about the 12 say. When you don't even know where you are going to and I know say inflation as I call should be. So Mahmoud Bawumia Bijana no can on 17 new promises. When the economy is in a mess, clearly he lacks understanding of what the economy entails. It's like it's on TV national 24-hour teacher in there. This is how we intend to address the many challenges that confronts Ghana. This is how we are going to deal with it. And they commend it social inclusion for it's our desk. Frances, Ella Frances, me bomb abaso. Fantastic job. You find office you are Jolu.
Oh, Jolu.
And to be a maybe it's me and Babeshe.
Kevin Babe cover.
Kevin Bay.
Massa and Kevin Bay. Kevin Asante.
Okay. Yeah. I know man.
So how Jolu ni had here.
Jolu. So the day be we are looking at somewhere. Maybe at 26th, 27th March. So
Kevin, we know Kuchuku Munambako.
Okay, there's other crowd a member of the youth committee. A member of the youth working committee program.
Fantastic.
Others will also replicate it. Fantastic. These are a group, a critical group. If we find opportunity of reaching out to them, they also matter. Almost one more vote, and then I believe the Osha in 2020 manifesto Nima. People living with disability and the kind of things we promise to do for them. Jidi said it is the NDC that have a warm matata or more babe domia. And it is only the NDC in a creative desk at the national headquarters. You do my former directorate for people with disability. And then reshuffle MB before you did as a mark of minister said disabled. And number you need. Oh, and number you need. Dr. Dana, and the NDC. We did 4 years in the area. Nobody touched him. Or called parliamentary primary school Lucia. We still kept him as Minister for Chieftaincy. That is how we value people with disability.
Fantastic. Well, and some no endorse. Na minim baby a chance a boy free. Ye be share reshuffle if you are for yaba a press conference no so ana.
I'm saying it'll be good to tackle it from the reshuffle. I think about press conference.
Go ahead. Over to you.
I've heard many people comment say the reshuffle is late in the day. Rightly so. Late in the day. But it is also communicating a certain message. And, you know, those of us who sit as national officers and people with a responsibility of making sure that we win elections, I'm NDC, you know. We should take our time and analyze the reshuffle critically. In general, and in a broader context, it is late in the day because finance was saying, ship not sinking that. You know my ye. And say what's now by paying to be successful or to be able to implement any key policies as a minister. We hear a minimum of 5 to 6 months for you to acclimatize in the American ministry. He said it takes time. But Oshe Nipana ye say record interior like clearly Akufo-Addo is sending a message to you and I say the elections he tends to be very violent. You know, do be saying because of him and how he behaves. I holding the constituency. I also central. Everybody knows his thinking. Emra Omudi same who also where to go. He was deputy minister for interior and he featured prominently in almost detailly rascals. They say Omombra no made this answer who also west. You know, clearly it tells you a certain thinking now. Audrey, he's taking such a person there. But I am assuring him, sir, in 2024, 7th December, if they touch one, we will touch 4.
Fantastic.
It's in the memo behind Adrian say, Sabe, their course, no, they already call, but they are Canadian, but Bokumbai. What share Obiso upon Commander works and house now? I don't know what exactly he's going to do. But some changes, Obiso and Subache, roads and highways. Injury time. Also, it works out when you apart from that, there is no justification. But there are some other key areas where I want to say you pay attention. You'll be so cool boy. He's an effective operator. It's a cool boy because as we speak now, health insurance is in a mess. Exactly. The Ministry of Health, Nakasano, there are too many problems and challenges. We share the cost for Kolebu Renal Center. Anyhow, our health system, agenda 111, no more into la polyclinic, so many issues. But we should find out. It's a Kosa. I grew up with Martin James Kosa. I'm in a quite smart. I know him very well, and I know how he operates. Local government, 30 months out, clearly, for him to be moved as substantive minister for local government, because you see, when you're a local government minister, you have access to a lot of resources. And local government drives our local economies. You know, strategically, they are going, and Martin is an operative, meaning very, very well. Operative. It's an agenda, and they're then that's what I say. And there's somebody who named Dambotre. Yeah, Dambotre was my MP, but contested it twice. Yeah. Dambotre diplomatic. Yeah, very, very. On-fair chief director, entertainer. But you can get that coming from Martin. If you don't do this, we'll do this to you. But I'm assuring all the chief directors, say, this government has seen his exit. Then we'll be on thrown around. At this time, don't come in here, bomb, so this appointment is somebody ban. Hey, it's a day. It is too late in the day. And now, what team ministry on ma now? Yeah, chief director or general assembly be na region be. Now, wouldn't say we be me patrol. They are gone. There is nothing they can do. Amoko. Osh baby say interior say. Yeah, me no can say. Wouldn't say police officers are almost steady leave. A question idea by promotion yatna so. I'm Brazilian, yeah, and even crack of course. But my main fact when you're tsunami assure people of the Ghana Police Service, Obi Biara was some what fa quine passo, what just steadily what could see idea. Because most of them today, from the IGP to the last person, they all went through that same channel. And they could school and they came back for their promotions. They assure me say whatever it takes. Senyamia Yadum. Now His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Babeye, the next president of this country. Baby omo appointments ni shebia, baby omo promotions shebia no. Under a responsible government of John Dramani Mahama, anybody our meeting requirements now qualify no promotion international. And this goes to our friends in the Ghana Police Force. It is a Henry Cote na about the one diligently.
So can post for no.
That yes, some Ghana.
Call Ghana Immigration Services. So
rent
a year allowance. Mama the mom. Prison for so complaining. Omo barracks. Yeton Ediama a year in Obi or a cantonment here.
Oh, prisons and Omaton the dada.
Fantastic.
Omatons are prisons for barracks the dada.
Yo.
Until Omina, ya sure whatever it takes, the bar, your best mom. Until Omun Komakuma and Tomu.
For
this reason, for NEZ, I don't sit in parliament. And I think our MPs have a lot of work to do. Because most of these people, and so the MPs at the vetting committee level, for instance, Okuboy, he must tell us the state of health insurance, the national, the home ministry.
That's more rejected, especially the interior.
Interior is Henry Cote must tell us his role in Ayasu West Wugon and assure the people of Ghana. They are signing social contracts in 2024 in Simhubi so that if anything happens, as Minister for Interior, we hold him responsible and accountable. So that's as Zubachi, there's one converting BAB.
Mohammed, I mean,
I'm not saying we're funny when you're converting. Or a minister, the president, you're converting BAB.
By Henricote Beko.
Henricote is on converting. Don't know minister.
Reassign.
Don't know on converting. I'm from Muedi. But like, these are people that critical questions because I mean, Antas from energy, when he was deputy minister for energy, and now Minister of State for the Finance Ministry. No, what is the state of the ministry? So these were critical questions, sir. But they are lucky; they will not go through vetting. But I can assure everybody that this is a bit too late in the day. And now that Ken Oforiatta finally okay. The question I asked is: so if you could have reshuffled Ken Oforiatta right from the word go, the W say he's untouchable. But if you could have done it, why didn't you save Ghana? I didn't want to drink Ghana. Because you see, after SADD, domestic debt exchange program, and I met some very responsible young investors. They were hardly hit by Sabon. You know, you guys say, will be craft sovereign guarantee. States need to mean any the Jinachi. The states no na edge usika, another usika Bobo Sama states now. It brings you some comfort. You know that for us as a country, for the next 30 years, that confidence for states nimo say talk government bond it's lost. And that was another chance. Oko Kenya I know the finance government projects. So almost your highway we are. Normal funding no through bond. Normal toll, normal the Agio Musica, and then they pay off the so Kenya, even though goes to IMF, no World Bank, no, they raise most of their funds locally. And a lot of African countries have used that model. Unfortunately, we've lost that opportunity. And the sad aspect in Pune is that you could have negotiated right from the word go with this bondholders. But the arrogance of Ken Oforiatta and how he carried himself in a run-up to it, finally had to go and renegotiate. For you to see, you're better not so. So one for says he can't income. And you see, for you to see people like Sophia Kufu, former Chief Justice, who everybody knows their affiliation with the NPP.
On the street.
On the streets. Now, Bibiakano. So I sit back and ask myself, how long is it going to take Ghana to recover from the mess of one man? If I'm not mistaken, in 2017, I was one of the first people at McCann say, Ken Oforiatta is a threat to the financial stability of this country. And consistently, I said it on Asempa, Adum TV, episode platform several times, because I knew his background. An investment banker. He had no idea of public sector finance. Right from the word go. It's your static gas or bank scam. Bank announced you needed 1 billion to fix. Some of the debts, you ended up spending over 25 billion. When some of the banks had assets well in excess of a year normal they can. We still tried to collapse them because they were affiliated to NDC. We knew banks in this country they are more distressed. But because of the affiliation with the NPP, you spared them. We didn't say, the banks will not be bold to admit. But a lot of them are swallowing losses because if they speak out, we'll go after them.
Very well. Lawyer George Opariado, live on TV as well as and also on Power 97.9 FM. You move on after your main issues, no, and NDC press conference. Na SAR 274 has now sent the was selected for FM number 1, Wabo 10252 10, and me first draw. Young call Jumedia Corso, NDC National Headquarters. Yeah, the for penny, Edema NDC Amonyoko, Munyam for FIFA Quete, a day 2 Ibiano, Yenko TV.
The Ghanaian people cannot live through another day of these suffocating taxes, let alone 10 good months. The time to scrap the crippling and draconian taxes that the MPP has imposed on suffering Ghanaians is now and not in the next 10 months. How is it possible to trust a vice president who has shown no remorse or penitence about deliberately lying and conning the people of Ghana? A man who believes that leaders can continue to fool all the people all the time. A man whose words cannot be trusted is a man who is not fit to lead. Who among you will entrust his business in the hands of a man who cannot be trusted, to tell the truth? Who among you will entrust his private property or business into such a hand? Imagine, therefore, the greater tragedy of committing Ghana and her 30 million of citizens and her future into the hands of a man whose words are worth very little and who does not understand the meaning of credibility and trustworthiness. 4, gratitude deficits. A true leader acknowledges the contributions of his predecessors. True leaders understand that leadership is like a relay race, and he or she builds the new, acknowledging and appreciating what contribution was handed over to him. Mills Mahama-led NDC acknowledged that the N1 highway was the accomplishment of the Kufuor-led MPP, even though the entire work was virtually done during the tenure of Mills Mahama. Mills Mahama-led NDC similarly did not take any credit for the building of the Bui Dam, even though the administration even borrowed additional money to see to the completion of the Bui Dam project. When eventually the Bui Dam was being commissioned, President Kufuor was invited and duly acknowledged as a leader whose government secured the finance for the dam. This gratitude, just a minute, this gratitude is a mark of a secure leader. Unfortunately, Dr. Bawumia has a massive gratitude deficit. Now, it takes somebody who does not show gratitude to claim that the Tema to Akonsobo, now Mpakadan rail line, is the achievement of the MPP government, when all records show that the financing was secured in 2016, at the time I was in charge of the Transport Ministry. 1 whole year before Nana Akufo-Addo Bawumia came into office. Cabinets and parliamentary approvals were also finalized before John Mahama left office in January of 2017. 2, it shows somebody who does not show gratitude to claim that Dumsor was not resolved before the coming of the MPP in 2017, when Bawumia himself publicly declared that John Mahama should not unduly celebrate for solving the energy crisis because he was the one who brought it in the first place. Nana Poku of the MPP, he stood in the flag bearer race of the MPP, who also is into energy, has publicly also stated that it was the JM-led NDC that solved the problem of Dumsor. Yet, there's somebody who today is showing such ingratitude and doesn't want to acknowledge that this is the work that has been done by the predecessor. To claim that the NPP government introduced the online passport application system, when the truth is that the online application system was launched under John Mahama in December 2016. It takes somebody who does not show gratitude to claim that the card was nothing to write home about until January 7, 2017. Dr. Bawumia deliberately ignored the significant contributions of the NDC Mahama administration in developing the Ghana card system to what it is today. The fact that by 2016, the Mahama administration had already passed the law that makes the Ghana card the sole document for identification purposes for any transaction as a LI 2111. The government at the time had made sure that biometric and demographic data had already been collected on about 16 million Ghanaians. We had processed about 4.7 million cards, distributed about 900,000 cards, and procured 9 million blank cards. Upon assumption of office in 2017, Dr. Bawumia constituted a 3-man committee headed by Prof. Ken Atefua to review the contract and implementation of the Ghana card system. The committee established the facts enumerated above, which is contained on page 1 of the report, and recommended the use of the existing database to continue where the NDC left off. Indeed, the NIA boss, Prof. Ken Atefua, told Parliament that the contract that was signed by the NDC Mahama administration with the margins group is the same contract that is being implemented today. Yet, somebody suffering from such massive gratitude deficit refuses to acknowledge this job that has been done by the predecessor. Clearly, this government only came to continue the implementation of a system that had already been developed by the NDC Mahama government as a continuation of what was started under President Kufuor and continued by President Mills of blessed memory. The Ghana card credit must therefore be shared by all successive governments who have contributed to where we are today. Bawumia does not even credit his boss, Akufo-Addo, even though it's in disguise just a third term of Nana Akufo-Addo. But we need to still call him out for trying to play a fast one on the nation, by conveniently throwing his boss under the bus. Bawumia, you know what? We see your game, and we are not going to be fooled by it.
Well, that was the General Secretary of the NDC, Honorable Fifi Kwete. Over to you, Pablo. Na yenhwe ne koso ene semamudi tuja.
Any right-thinking Ghanaian will do by putting things in proper perspective. Fifi Edgeman is a man, you know, our records are, he needs to put it out, and that is exactly what he did. Or straighten in here, maybe in trobia about me, try. And I've always said, say, unim amanyosem, nanim Ghana bakosema. You should know, sir, this MPP government are a group of fraudsters, criminals in suits. In 2017, in 2016, the last State of the Nation address, President Mahama predicted the economy was going to grow by 8%. Yeah. The World Bank predicted same. In 2017, the economy grew by 8%. Mm-hmm. In 2017, MPP by Omobe implemented IMF program now President Mahama assigning on to in 2016, 2014, 2015, 2016. President Mahama called IMF, and he only got 300 million from the IMF. Mm-hmm. The remaining, because there are 900 million in total, the remaining 600 million, about 2017 and 2018. I'm going to extend the program. Time na there somewhere exit the program. I'm going to extend the in 2019, in 2020, the World Bank country director then, the Ghanaian economy started to fire. Immediately, the government left the IMF program. That is when almost started implementing more programs. No, what's your Mackenzie budget? The bar in 2017. I'm going to for Mackenzie, South African consultants, never draw 2017 budget anymore. That budget was built on the 2016 budget of the NDC. Okay. Nothing changed. So, if I'm not mistaken, they hired some people from the NDC then to serve as consultants to do that 2017 budget. They implemented John Mahame's budget in 2017 got their best economic indicators in 2017-2018. And yet when they speak, they refuse to give credit to the man who did this for them.
But they didn't work for that.
In October 2016, officially, Dumso and Okromo. When President Mama, the mark of every good leader is taking responsibility.
Yes.
President Mama and Kosi Dumso.
Blame game.
Successive governments and a honomo and no man fat the somewhere. But when President Mama became president, a problem he came before the people of Ghana at one of his State of the National address. Me na me your my penny and a problem ya babe to me. Me take full responsibility. But by the time I'm a time better no, I'm fix it so. When Amewu Minister non Pamona went to Yankasada no, Energy Minister non Pamona the award Ejaku admitted to Parliament. Said Dumso officially had ended at the NDC. There was no problem with installed capacity. Sikasemina na onom no established ESLA, Energy Sector Recovery Levy. And ESLA was supposed to have lasted for 5 years. So that the legacy debt within the energy sector, no, ESLA was supposed to have taken care of it. On my number, capping ESLA.
That's right.
And apart from capping it, on my collateralized ESLA. And on the GIS can go bottom. And on Moody. It's Canada SS Lechiano. Carry down. That is how come as the IPPs needed, they say, shut it down.
Independent power producer.
Exactly. I'm so almost shut it down. Because the case the Chiomo can any but President Mama set up all this for them. Stabilization fund will buy over $250 million at them.
COVID time, no idea.
COVID time, first resort, Mokoso, stabilization fund. Infrastructure development fund, President Mama is at $200 million. The Biaman Union on DC Portman Hotel. Railways, yeah, if you can't want some way. Mobile, near signing contracts, even they are planting for food and jobs. They are calling $200 million Canadian dollars. Yet this ungrateful group, this ungrateful, useless batch, sits back and says, when now you come and look at, and you see, and Papa bi anam nim na no MPP nipa because share no madam for bi office o ka se bi o say MPP for e could dware asset na omupa omunkofa bibia no mundane Ghana streets nina into gold. They the good people of this country will still vote against them. You know why? Because they have a record of 8 years and they have John Mahama's record of 8 years as vice president for 4 years and as flag bearer and president for 4 years. And the records are there. Akufo-Addo, one of his campaign plans, say President Akufo-Addo 1 CD $1, which was a lie. I don't know because they buy 1 CD, not the dollar to the CD. After almost every denomination, they could do 1.9. But in 2016, on 7th January 2017, when President Mama was handing over officially to Akufo-Addo, the dollar to the CD was 3.9. And the crab a black market too. At Forex bureaus was 3.6. Akufo-Addo general platform is there under Akufo 1 CD $1, under Mahama 1 CD that 2 point something, and it was a problem for him.
No.
Today,
13.
And then 13 cities. 1 CD, 13 cities. So we would do a record assessment. And you see. Microeconomics, macroeconomics, people don't understand. Yeah, Coronia ton Gary Olonka saying, and the Gary Olonka saying. ID milk, yeah, Conia to Olonka saying, X mineral water, yeah, Conia ton bottle saying, and they saying. Dokno, yeah, Cono Ukra 50%. Right, we 2 cities are, we be the Dokra in China, I'm mere feeling. And no, he tends to describe the Dokno feeling. Bako 5 cities, now 5 cities, na etc. The crime trade yes. And a unyan chinam ukra 5 cities a unyan chinamonto. So we'll do a comparison of records, and it's very simple. You'll be impression. On also by why in the year record no way. Yeah, inflation 15.6 on 7th January 2017. The day we handed over, now inflation is 15.6. A call show by the BAFM. And it saw a downward trend from first week in January 2016 all the time I hear ko and then wouldn't say oh yeah an election year and then inflation sign cost month to month inflation sign cost and then I'm 24 to 25%. So what I say yeah kona lending rate you're saying and the lending rate saying say 1% cramp now that is how much and I'm about to cry that is the value of our sika or say. And so these are records we will compare. Hey, you be impression. We will do the analysis, we will compare the records, and we will tell the Ghanaian people. And the biggest campaign message to everybody is say, "She was sitting them not to abapa." It is a whole tifie that was sitting them here. Maybe sebi me a yamamia me is a sabai. It is a wabrabo. I am miserable. Na se obetwenya na on election day. Abro 50 cities and ate kune kapre and asempoa and na mo cap. Then they come out kumawu for moji ye. Why would they refer? But in reality, where we sit today, that is exactly what Fifi said. And the second thing is about showing gratitude to Obiawa Yebiama. Sanity. Yeah, you commission FPSO, the fair president go for me, boy. Because on the cook oil no, never need 2 oil no. You commission Buidam, you born a man N1, crown year commission. President Mills invited President Kufo. Because on the copy can it doesn't make you less of a leader. It makes you a better person. And that is exactly what John Dramani and Atta Mills did. So, Oma, the kind of number 2 in my panama ye no. The air woman, yeka, but the papa woman, Obuni Panabaso. So, I can't say Mamudu Baumia does not lose anything to admit, say, Oba, no, or digitization also, not your mama, LA 516 in Ama. Oba, no, Nagana card, near Fia Sama, ya passing law. Our business, and you know what? What most people don't acknowledge is legal frameworks. And yet there's and the mouse springboard now to me the year be brain. Oba any pass laws in Nama. About your fear sama ye yebi. What do you lose by saying so by when Eslausu went before Parliament? I remember him commending on Manibuama for his first vetting. Yeah. So by communications ministry on no, you lay fiber away, way. These are things you may not see physical with your eyes. Because then I'm firm, but it is more than gold. So as I say, Obetuni even Eslausu in her state and her arrogance admits it before Parliament said, "Na Omanibuama as Minister for Communications," and then John Dramani Mama, I hear Jumani in Adida. That is what you are building on. Passport application forms, we're doing it online. Even declaring of your duties in the we're declaring it online way back in 2016. So what has Baumia brought on board new? Digitization Center never crown. 37 VIP in Cheono. It was done by Dr. Manibuama's communications minister and President Mama when there was South Center, Debe Center. It was all done by them. You come and inherit all this. And then you don't give credit to Omomoyema. What kind of leader are you? And this is the kind of man of President Ghana. A leader you cannot trust. A leader who lies at the least opportunity of Obenye. To the extent that even Google acknowledges Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as a liar. Is this the kind of person we want to portray to the outside world? No. When Ghana baby I bob redui so leader you will be a semi or cast my influence. If Semi Mahmoud Bawumia, I will never run for president because I've made mockery of myself. But go me when you must me the asra. If you mean call Emmaye Nyame Wase Mumponka, and exactly clearly Omani Mbu Omodre. They feel that they can take the good people of this country for granted. Then you have the audacity to mount a platform and give a lecture and make 70 new promises. That's you in Johnny Bikona and by I send you some Munkobi. And I say, when you be a Mawasia, Oboni Chrono. Now, by you've left us poorer than sending Alberto. Which are in this hardship. Problems are which am I? Any the numerous promises I promise you, your Twaba, are buying brand solving problems. We've rather brought a problem home, and I'm not here solving. I buy we have at this one, and I'll be I'm not sorry, yes, solve your own problem. Then you come and stand in front of us. One pie and chow, one customer idea to Ebeba. You come and make 70 new promises in this state of the economy. One can't change so how you are going to fix the economy. And then you will be part of the one power. The yes, Samira Bawumia, makeup artist. So Samira Bawumia catch in as a Nikru, a distinguished economist, and that Nikru fixing the economy of this country. And anyway, and this young woman had the nerve to be insulting President Mahama and calling President Mahama names. Today, look at it. Look at Samira Bawumia. Chano. Ni kruna unimde. Or fix the economy. No. Today, Bawumia is running away from the economy. This is the most useless government in the Fourth Republic, led by Akufo-Addo Mahmoud Bawumia, and then Samira Bawumia, a bunch of useless people leading us and destroying our country. And yet they have the impetus and nerves to come and stand in front of us and tell us there are solutions to the problems that confront us. And also Babi taxes. But Bawumia is still vice president. I don't know council levy. I remember on the 10th of February, 2022, the lady in chair tax. Ube Jami in chair demo on e-levy.
Yes, that is free. Yeah.
Cycle, bro. Akramo. That be akramo the any omoko kun. Ashanti region boy. Sabo ye kaka house there.
Kaka.
Any ye no fee akramo there no. But ye nchia there any there ye fee. Cycle transport. I the be finance ministry.
And no mobile to two.
Mobile to two or no. Exactly. And the yempre who dig yempre. Finally, I'm going pass E11. And you see the hypocrisy of Mahmoud Bawumia in contemplating.
E11 now.
Eko try E11 who kick.
Omo free adwasa for free America.
Yeah, the private jet ko eko fane buy.
Mo fa one another MP on so.
Aba almost signed the Obi Krabe impersonate adwasa for parliament.
Yeah, no one wa 1 week.
Wa
fane buy.
Dokuya.
Na hen no quote no one tiapo.
No tiapo omo de ne buy.
Na minister ba kon wanya stroke.
I'm going to buy. There was Western region, ho baby.
And son of mobile be a cake ya.
Bawumia could try cake, no.
Cake, and you see, cake near green. The hypocrisy of Mahmoud Bawumia, the man who seeks to lead you and I. Obi Akoko try cake on E-levy. The same person before E-levy, Obeka said you don't support E-levy. Immediately government decides on E-levy by Auntie Bawumia no be. The only time we heard about Bawumia on E-levy. So cutting cake or celebrate, say the passing E-levy. Then a year or two after, fast forward, I be Ghana for any means there, or E-levy in the crime, me ba me trim. I be trim this year. We trim this year. Betting tax. Is it Mugabe? I issued a statement on betting tax. And can the papa moi? And can the papa moi? The papa muna economy ne ko one. Why would any country resort to tax betting? Say economy ni koyiye nanka maye mo niema ye matoto mo niema ye na mabunu adwuma ya. Why would you even think say okọ resort say obe tax bet? Because in some jurisdictions betting ye ma ho kwan. In some jurisdictions betting are limited, restricted because of it has its own effects on addiction in Yema. So you're regulating in a certain way, but you don't resort to mass taxing of betting. Because economy now to chapa some mama waja to say adwuma bi ani ho nti mabunu ne de beta no betwa so omu twa no and that is the way nya bi ama wa ase a osan bon kro no akoda ne be bet ondi edo be di ba ko pe o so oje tax nti oje tax na wipe away sika wenya ni na. Today Bawumia has the nerves to stand in front of Ghana for say obo be cancel betting tax. Say John Mama anko kasa amfa VAT on ECG ho a. That's what the cabinet. Almost pass a law. No, say no. It is workers almost cost strike. The mama answers about betrayal. And you know, most of the promises he made, about 12 or 13 of them, he never John Mama Kaso Bob. It's no one who prepare. And you see, if you bet me to Akufo-Addo, you are the number 2 man. Akufo-Addo catch how competent you are. Then you tear with foot to or Savma Vusina minutes across. Say, oh, you're fantastic. In 2017, 2018, we implemented John Mama programs, no, and economy, no, also fantastic economic management team. I'm kind of Mahmoud Bawumia, I say they are solid and not something more. And another the honor so wabon, and wabon into no coffee economists. Say
now Bawumia is running away from the economy. So then Mahmoud Bawumia is running away from the economy. That clearly tells you the kind of leader we have. In this all your Ghana, I this year. Na se oman ya tente apansam yi na se upo biama na solve the problem, and there is only one man who can fix it, and this is somebody with experience, somebody who is tried and tested. Obi awaye bida, and then because say what Ghanaians experienced in 2014, 2015. Now you COVID, now you Ukraine war, but the world prices for gold, timber, oil, fallen drastically. To the extent that we have to revise our budget 3 times in 1 year. And these problems were only peculiar to countries that they exported these products in raw materials. And this is what drives our economy. It was worse than COVID. Because COVID, the world will be in a cushion. IMF in Kwama Ghana, over $3 billion for COVID. When you have $3 billion, your economy should not be in this state. But COVID is going to be in a private jets are not going to be COVID is going to be Guyana, Barbados, COVID is going to be. So, economy $3 billion under COVID. It should not be where we are. Meanwhile, you and I are paying COVID recovery levies every day on the free water and free, also the Ghana phone. But under John Mahamat's economy in 2014, 2015, these were the major setbacks. The world did not give us any reprise until he had to steer it out. And even that, within a year, by 2016, the economy was back on recovery. That is a leader with experience and dedication. And that is when our first century consensus said, not because the NEC did not have the men. And my boy for MP before he refused to participate. When people like us, participate, the party threatened them. No one will participate here when the country needed their services. These are the group of criminals. This group.
Why are you calling them criminals?
But Jomai Ghana, $1 million will be passed here. Minister of State and the president cannot question it. And the best thing the president can say is Uncle that when you clean, you come out clean. $1 million on your wife. $1 million. If you are on pass, $1 million. If you are on pass, Mugabe, $1 million is $12. The number of schools it can build, 6 unit classroom blocks, ABC. La General Hospital, Yombe Bubuni, I want to see with $1 million, but I come to Lentil. Take my word for it. And you're chronobone account one. So what I say, if you have $1 million for one pass here with over 50,000 euros, now we need to say Canada. It's not in the same pass. Whereas Mugabe saying, those one, Bakufima, won't say Biaira. But the bros only was Canada.
Okay,
$1 million.
The good banking.
And that the bank said a escapa can be bank. So $1 million on pass here. That means you cannot declare tax and ucha was escanes. So if you don't see this group as criminals, then who else would you call a criminal? So exactly. Obaku for between you $1 million on impasse here. Let me papa be car same. Say anka ne papa mo one early morning. No phone. One line of ministers of state ni na no mon koko. Omufie. No mon konko ye sika hyomre ba no e be so be Ghana economic mess na e wo mu no. Sika is so mon pass here. A bunch of criminals in Upper Kiom no Maba Bigui as well as a government led by His Excellency Nana Dankwe Akufo-Addo and Omobo Ghana Krono. And this is the group that Mahmoud Bawumia wants to extricate himself from. Say, I am incorruptible. A check of it. If he's incorruptible, he should show it. True leadership said he's incorruptible. No one punish your man. You want some boy and Krono. No. Say Cecilia, the person by Mahmoud Bawumia, incorruptible. Then what I found. You say. Openia or Tenefi man could arena and cano, ye can and carry for ye kind of count. If you are not in Yamba in Taba, ye come, you say, Eduba has seen by Yanko Boba on your. So what is he telling us about he being incorruptible?
Be a worker a year corruption was ye call a year Bokina, way a year Nasem na Mekachu. Was after having renounced all the advantages linked to his function as president of Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahim Ayetouari, by presidential decree, asks all Burkinabés who have squandered the funds recognized by the court to repay their debts within 48 hours. Also, former legislators who have state property in their possession and who have incurred debt have 48 hours to comply. In less than 24 hours, 211 billion were collected and 67 V8 and class cars returned by the by certain former dignitaries. We Burkina Faso in less than 48 hours. V8 Marco 67 no my returning and what to me Jessica 211 billion Diama or India safer.
Special prosecutor, where the Osempa, say Burkinabe at Myanmar directive say Ochran of courts. Na koje search order. Now all current ministers of state, all current chief executives, obi biara wa bema or access to funding biano, Ochran of mon fixed team, Yoko officials, a kind of saying. Special prosecutor office officials.
President, I feel 33 years.
Na montin simu. Na munko investigate. Mo kwa mo fa soja for den kam ho. Me de me kaza hwe ye wuro bia fie okroma na sa kenoforiata fie. Omu nyina fie do come out. Ozo mu nya 21 billion.
211 billion. Yes.
Ghana the best 500 billion.
In less than 48.
And I'm the Ghana, the crowd man of this kind of voluntary.
67.
We don't man of the Abba Meboa. We the echo bomb search omu fie.
Yeah. Abiding
the voluntary on the other. You could bomb search at more than 500 billion. Scash on pass you when you cool. Obianka say, is a special prosecutor.
Scash a man from pass.
Special prosecutor got the court order. Non for soldier from canon no rero mufie. Obey Sikani in Aba. We'll fix up. Yeah, IMF. The K Gweku for the minister in the bush and for fear. No, we don't need IMF. Scanish on one. Oh. A group of criminals across these are the people we should celebrate. The young people who follow NPP, who share that part will be the crony. Yes, on the social media and what any robot and all texting or casa. And these are the people who show me the better our brother Bessisa or no $1 million selling pass here. Wouldn't now cost you the ministries on upon or one and nam Allah no more stress. Yet there are the people who sit on social media and defend these criminals. Pablo, call the government.
Yes, Uncle Chikakra, you are reflecting. Now, Yanko Abra, ye levy, no, Omo Passy, ye levy, Embrano or Parliament, no. Kikia, Baumian, and Yesa Miriamo. You try, no, say, what's ye ma Ghana for, ye reflecting, ye ma Ghana for,
or shall white,
Baumian, you know, cake in Omaha, way ye levy cake, or more champagne in your head. Into ye levy kick, no, some can say you green.
Agree.
Fantastic. And see honor.
Very beefy. Or Deputy Minister of Trade.
Ye levy kicking on and on. And Munim for you be bring come. I just say, the course on interior.
On the minority leader. On the majority leader. And I'm not going toabo white. On the Niaji, party levies.
Our trophy we say about the ye levy. I therefore because the Mamma Castle bar. Obey ye went to another Casse, obey ye free. To her, when you are in the is a ye levy kick. What I say. You go for we. Almost say, a do baby. Because you say,
or quadrigas of the month to my
Sango for we also expose you more every day.
Yeah.
Na Ghana for whom Megas you there be 11 Ukrano, Baumia, no yintum there be
on any year.
And no, and I call you upon Kromaka say, well, no, a very instrumental
in person of the E-levy law.
Yeah. One a draft here.
The same person or drafted a law. No, a Dimarco says that no Bobby Tremo because your mama saw Bobby Yes, you
catch us say, open program at here for feeding the to her. We Chama General only my own head. Tiasema make an or I don't much only my own head. And I would do a video to her. Sanima winning, I be more than you be more. Ya now time more my ending and a no cry canoe. Because MPP need be about my office if you may. Let me you we are only comfortable. Woman says, Sanima winning, more delete free. Archives,
to remove most of this. Videos no obi are the tweets so you no query for one tweets today you are deleting them.
Why do you delete the on
tweets I will tweet 2012 2013 2014 who delete it that should tell you the mark of a liar.
Fantastic. See you winning now.
Oh massa
you winning now.
Now the just crap with you for in your starting projector project be so me working committee chairman okay I'm turning the team regime be come be I donate projectors my region.
Okay
now you the ba me tapes then the clips in go so so my fan quote, my monko kasa.
Fantastic.
Mon quote, nanko for 90 from the other's own mouth. And near more kaye na monko bono munti.
But and these are very attractive. Mutia or Kaza says here will be a free art center. Say we be a program ya or per se will be home. Or near maybe a or per se what day what NDC.
Yadanasi.
Na more co walk near dia.
Yadanasi.
Yadanasi. Be into programming and they know what or how.
You know the problem for bread. And run, I may talk house or Cantamanto. And Go from branch minimum and now for me be quite so much on any. So we na bibi sa am say, "Mo na me boy dio, na am say, "Oh, enyo more taxes na am say, na man am go for aban you be share bo so ba abosu kai for cry there. Duty cram ntua bi me the same ba me aka try am say obe mo fixed rate taxes no matua. Me can incrofo be bo me. I mean when people din ho hanom cry am say 7 na kan say. I say, "Hey, also no ekwa nya fi bia so akwaista also ekwa form afio mu dia na Easter also last year one kwaista
be possible
also last year one kwaista afin so to me kwaista am say dey also first I come be store 1 ton yam akra 70 to 80,000 a day and no quite 1,000 cedis per ho a day so beton and it is not one person no it's the conversation generated and nipa be 10 abosu ya kantamanto ya enra dig. Now you can feel the pain. Anchor for woman. And that business is a good. And you know that when they're driving through Catman, baby, almost torn. That plumbing near Manitown. Most of the shops are folding up.
Even Opera Square.
Opera up. And you ask yourself, say, but Benya as a country. And Banya Oba is also supporting indigenous businesses. No, we didn't so be good indigenous businesses. And so all the MPP has done. Banking sector, business and this Ghana for the Maguno, insurance, Maguno, private sector initiatives, Bibia, the depending on ya team mafia block, Nengodia, a see Guno. Yakoyarazi by Koje Kumase, Koje Dum. Una Medume architecta, a shirt magazine.
Bazil was your motor span, a year.
Mr. Kosher Honumeria. I see,
but do tough was no more to
the say, if we don't find solutions to these problems. So tourism in America.
Arab Spring in Akufa, the
we are heading there. Because when the person is
I say we are heading there.
Or say be drastic in my ninja boom. We are heading there.
Because of your moment. So you see the other mistake I make at is if they make a mistake of trying to rig these elections, they will live to regret. Journey with their tails in between their two legs. If they try, they will run from this country with their tails in between. Oh, he's a joke. Very good, Tommy Andre. He's a joke. So I feel said the cost why I was so well to go. The bet me cost to be so feels a bit we will be waiting for him. He can't run.
We will be waiting for him. Until Obi Biara feels these elections. You can ball part. So this year be Tiffany about Fano. Then I go say be training and say you can burn a power. The citizens will rise up. Who they call so assembly elections now? It is a wake up call to anybody. And anybody who dares. And mind you, all macho man can any mufie ni mwebushi for. So all babe me obi no. Other people also visit you in your homes.
Pablo, yɛmfa ɛno nsi hɔ yɛbɛsan aba na yɛahwɛ ɛyɛ deɛ kɔ so wɔ electoral commission hɔ ɛne Ghanafoɔ nso ɛbɛsɛ ɔmɔteɛ na yɛde deɛ aka no so asan atoa so hɔ ɛkyɛ me ba bɛyɛ me draw no first winner no nti mo ntwa engum star 274 hash na wasende waselect po FM number 1 wabɔ 1 na atew 5 Ghana 2 na atew 10 Ghana na yɛtem saa na yɛkɔ Mugabe Maase Clinic and Herbal Center womaso yɛ ne yɛdure na anwumre Omona de Mugabe Maase garlic capsules ediaba idwaso na Mugabe Maase garlic capsules no ura pharmacy shop bia Ghana ha na herbal shop bia obenya biato boa ema mojetimi di nipadua ne mafurusa ne yie obi wa wonante kakra bia na ne nan ne nsa yetitriti wonya saa Mugabe Maase garlic capsules ne bia betumi aboa wo yie papa boa boost wo immune system no ema nipadua ne gina ne na so brane opebinom betumi aboa wo na wo de woni kire Mugabe Maase aso so a we no be say process problems na how sexual weakness, male and female infertility, hypertension, diabetes, sciatica, typhoid fever, malaria, stroke, and the keka ho nyina no. What they call Mugabe Maase Clinic and Herbal Center. Omo betimi abo ye papa. Nka obi hu omo wo AESL building no inside the Ghana Highway Authority yard no or Accra Ministries. Ojoko J Kojonso Omni School for the Deaf and the Dinshwe anymore. I never cockobin or Kumasi, Santas or Boise Quantempono, so on so more. Adenta barrier, Omone a year police station, no, and a D and Shenimo. Fred Doctor, now in the Chuchun Como made the Moses Sasuye, or 0244 068447, 0244 068447, Ofra, Yabejosum. Power Specialist about Hospital, and a free. Omoch say yare how was hepatitis A, B, C, D and E a fatty liver problem na I have sciatica na prostate problem wonum peni baby atechema na eye ulcer na hawo ana se kompo esi wo minim aye bibia ensuntumi nko fibroid ye na etetu omenua ba esi bi wa wodi egu wo hawo ni nyina etu betwa yeje ho de wani echire power specialist eba hospital Kumasi wo fe yase bosumtwe kwantempon no so ye ne Jezbo filling station edi nhwe ni mu nkra ha so no kwa benya pokwase ACP kwantempon no so takrade ye wo Anaje Estate ye ne Anaje MA Primary School no na ebo ho pe fena ne yentwetwe nkomoy power specialist eba hospital e wo 0244 544422 0244 544422 ofena ye beje osu ene ye Valentine Day adofo dodo na dumani a kire okre constituency papa yi wo chele wo ho pa wonu ano no krum ne ho eye dew na ho na me kanfo eye Safari Valley ye eco resort e de amawo ene wuduru ho a ene emoi ene wani bejia woni family nyina akọ mudido wompem wie a na makọ nante kakra covid boy ya na wari a wode yere na akọ ho na wa say bibia eko kama Safari Valley Eco Resort say jata sebo udu ha zebra yi wo ko no mo ba fe kama omonua ne wo no so no local and continental dishes anso na swimming pool ene gym bibia e wo kama wo ne kwaje wani obetimi afre wo mo 0596914394 0596914394 ofra omo ebeje oso star 274 has no sending Select FM number 1 wabo 1 na to 5 2 na to 10 obo for beto 20 capacity ucha ubidi the first ye winner ewo ahomando so hello very well nti nyana yesan ede no ebeba star 274 has na wasende Select FM ene eye Valentine Day nti eni meche memo obi akọ eye Oak Plaza wakwa kodidi free woni ne hokafo anase wo so ye oba wo so ne oja ura anase wo boyfriend na waso ne sana de no capacity wa kire se wo don what you say na bibia so timi akonkan amanfo pese wo mokotema me hu ndi amanfo pese wo mokotema ni nyina ma chi wo nyina la ni nyina tema ne de wo ye den ya anya de ye beba so na bibia so akonkan amuzu e ba clinic se men kan cheo say ye weak erection be ma ade kakra bia na adwo early ejaculation ni nyina no ejokra ntimi ensori nyina so early ejaculation sanso ena nsawansan sisi ade ho esa mani mfili ati ase low sperm count de identity was for wenim debi make capacity man de ade be ne friend low sperm count amuzu ya ba clinic adawroman ti de bia mejina mena so waist pains eyegono syphilis stomach ulcer eyekoko ana stroke ni nyina amuzu sebra ba ma ho eye adru amuzu ewon kran ha Chimota Christian Village wani puma filling station edin hwani mu Medina Main Station adjacent Mekom Shamo Lebanon second step aso man from police station no na edi hwani mu kuma so eye tafun hia so ewo eye Moro Market wa Amuzu Junction for Dr. Amuzu na no twetwe nkomo on 0241959326 0241959326 ofra Amuzu a beje so es natural mineral water nsuni ni o video bia pe bia no weni echire ha ubenya bia to oba ase wo hwe Mr. Robert asoreba oba security ho gina ho den okọ ti nu aba na afọ ene security adwuma de obopa na nsuni ton de ofe ni agro ye 37 na Bebrese Street e wo so ya the heart of Accra bra na never the nsuwe ya na edidi udie uto chocolate na uto nsuwe baako kra na de ma odofo a we won say yes water is life wa man kwatenten es natural mineral water ni bito na so obenya so emfaso mako nyina na tayechi a yedi dwumadie yedi ebrewo me say good production team no bomba baso ene mfonyi amko yi bre me ewo bawomia yi11 no cake no hono mabo adwuma pa na me bomba baso no mo kire say it is Valentine Day minim say na Valentine Day obekotema mami hu minim say na Valentine Day obekotema me say mami hu na bibia enkonkan osifo amu ajinku kotoku mo boy adwuma papa mo nkoso sa obi the message about say me mboma baso mo boy adwuma papa amasama fo so say mo ya de na mbra eye adwuma ho nti echacha mu nyina obi di ne birthday ene owo Cowlin ne din ediko siki wo Cowlin osuma bia tumuku ha we every cross a loss was emfama ma happy birthday very well yanko ya tumi ahwe ba omi ade ya hwe reshuffle ya hwe NDC ya press conference ya ekoso ya hwe youth program amu ye ntia na ya tackle be 4 issues na yenhwe ye electoral commission ho ye koye bani na no no ibesi ne timetable bia ema abontene as leader or I will lead the youth in the NDC no and moto ban na mu etu awasa asem ho
I'm the electoral commission assembly if you say can read that na it's one of the institutions that said na it's led by an nipa mien sebi an nipa mien no bi the institution anim no say basa bi si o man yima na ejina sa nipa de so dey kan Bosman Asare na the Madam Jane Mensah baby say won say an institution that wants to do away with indelible ink. An institution now open say was data yet twaba. And you see, there are constitutional provisions you can do for presidential, but you can't do for parliamentary. Because there is a law, there is an article in the constitution that must be looked at.
That's
an institutional, an institutional registration. Would they say franchise a lot of Ghanaians this year, last year? Limited registration now, figures are the man, and no share population census figures. And in the part here 2018, you had to revise your figures twice. And okay, say there over 1.5 million people are mediating and registered. They didn't find space on the register. And then you have less than 9 months to a major election that can make or break this country. Only timetable. Because you see, political parties also plan. Your key stakeholders are political parties. Without the political parties, there is no electoral commission. Untmi country and say ABR June, may year limited registration. ABR August, may year exhibition of the register. ABR before the may year transfers this day. And then ABR a final photo exhibition I'll be here and this day as another register my political parties. You need to be create additional polling stations or so on creative. But you see, it never be a year in 2020. So regional college centers or the bar here. Even in 2020, when him said some of the forms, no, college forms, no, national numbers in this one. All those mistakes will not be countenanced in 2024. It is a Jane Mensah I hear the name a year. Then the time because in all this, I blame our Supreme Court. Because public officer are running public elections. And that is why Jane has gotten more impunity. How did this and the same thing? Public officer were holding public office. Now the case na court. For the first time in the history of this country, has assigned election results 4 times. It has Ghana for it has the potential of destabilizing and causing chaos. Now, in Tokwesi and BBC, judges never know Meko. When such a woman is brought to your court, instead of allowing her mount the dock, now you have to tune and Bissan and say, Ejumane edition one son, oh yeah, and saying, we got once again our unanimous 9. Oh, Basa. We got our unanimous 9. We got our unanimous 9. It's a decision they've passed. But I said they got their unanimous 9, protected her, and did not allow her mount the dock. It's accountability and that did not happen. We are not in contempt of any court by making this statement. My decision, maybe. Oh, I say, how can I not criticize a decision of the court? No, democracy not saying anything. Exactly. But because they allowed her go, and that is the result of their aim, because should have been more responsible and more accountable to the people of Ghana. But you see, what Jane Mensah is doing, she cannot say they will not use it. The assembly elections in power, Nipaka Krebi participating. Look at the tot nature no yen. She's not competent. And if the Supreme Court had questioned her in the dock, Ghanaians would have seen how hollow and shallow she is. But I am assuring Jane Mensa, and I'm telling her, say, Ghana for any abrio.
We lead youth.
Oh, if even a Pariado does not lead the youth, who would they call so they to assembly elections now? People mobilize themselves, go to polling stages, and make sure the right things were done. Nobody orchestrated anything. Because people are sick and tired of the bad governance, no. And if anybody attends, say, we take the people of this country for granted, they will live to regret it. The advice I have for Jane Mensa and they say, don't make sure say, Mbra, BBS say come before Parliament, the date, the calendar on Fambra Nyehu. So that you need between the Ayejuma. Either than that, she will have the shock of her life. And I'm can say, or come for Bonia, or Tikromati Kronim Bono, about Mubi. And so every stakeholder, being in the judiciary, the police, the military, and every other person in Ghana, we should all be talking and calling out Jane Mensa. Because in 2024, people's lives are at stake. People's lives because we cannot continue on the same trajectory. And anybody who attempts to obey our trajectory, and obey that person will have himself to blame. Court. When the court have told us clearly, say your matters are not needed there because consistently, what do I say about say this in Kwande 90? Why would we waste our time and go to court? Yeah, go courts. Our courts will be in the streets of Ghana. We'll declare the results in the streets of Ghana and woe unto anybody, born any man or woman, born of a man or a woman. Nobody decided, say, you stand in between the people of this country. And then be kebab.
When you say Ghana, why are you ready for change?
And you see, the only reason why Ghanaians have been patient with this corrupt, inept, dishonest, and useless government is because Ghanaians see light at the end of the tunnel. 7 December and what? Ghanaians are ready to change this government. Any other thing apart from change, Afghanistan.
You know what?
Any other thing apart from change, Afghanistan.
What does that mean?
I've said it. A word to the wise is enough.
Hi, TVS was it and a power 97.9 FM. First winner, number you try see a fro na Pekemaye. Honorable Surugo say Ijana Obon in energy home former MP for Medina. What was so microphone na baby I din. See ya now say Mokono na sa pepe. First winner you try see a fro umfa. Wadauruma pick your phone my. Second winner number is 0536 809 6. Last week get in Yadia Mebo. Also one way ni check it 1,000 Ghana wedi is here phone so inti check it emame na bibiazo intimi enkonkai. ITVS was it and a power 97.9 FM. Well, Pablo Dena they got Ghana for mine.
Oh yeah, Ghana ni na Ghana semu hiao. Now wakumapa now pese Ghana na wohwehwe no Ghana ne da wakuma so no pese unya sa Ghana na we offer you the National Democratic Congress led by a man you can trust bema untumi spell ya oncho bema okasa obeya oye bema na this way na niswade hunu edu achire na Ghana this year to the nation builder no what mapa no drink Ghana ho no mbo Ghana krono no ye kronfo na Ghana se mi no nye kontompori no your true for any John Dramani mama it is Ghana this year now pe change now pe mind bupa now pe say esiminu year dia 7th December don't just go and vote for change be an ambassador for change for hoje campaign will be yen adwuma ebe kai na ye de Ghana esi baby pa Ghana ye ma ye na let's fix the mess Kufuado and Mahmoud Bawumia ejama ye no and restore the dignity of the Ghanaian back.
On behalf of my children, Juanita, Mahama, and Mirabel, and myself, we wish my wife Usua a happy Valentine's Day. Mahama Ba, Pia Stadium. Pia Stadium. Pia Obekunyo, Nasa.
But oh yeah, you are the videos exposé no.
To me, yes, I am. Oh yes. It's really the brain. Yana, who apia koso sa wati fa chama ma Joanna ne kechi Audrey ene na chama na kwesi Sante Regional Chama Boyjuma.
Fantastic chairman. Fantastic chairman. And the secretary, Frank Amakwin. He's changed the face of Ashanti Region politics. And I shall organizer. Fantastic.
Doing a very good job.
Fantastic.
Monyeram Ebe Honorable Samwasapo and Mr. Frank was saying Ambassador Hinaje Kumunyina actually. Monyeram and Boyjuma. Of I am up on committee on catch it. Me just say Bibia Boko. Anything. Well. And opinion Martin and lawyer George Opariado, we mrenim for mrenu. Timbrana se papa, one a dam mebunu, frefre mebunu, and yes, you're gonna be one another NDC, national organizer, champion. And well, we say, first and that haircut, and yes, say what's the same. Oh,
I cried. Nobody said that my pempe muko, but
thank you. Pablo, wasn't that the end of it? Na omode eyegumbeshu no atwaso kwa minka ni team mo boy juma no pa ne papa me boma baso kwa minka any production team no ewo eyedwaba ase mo boy juma papa mo nkoso saa oba de no dum ya ibedi ha ochina ma munyina mo eniti obia happy valentine.